Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we. Yeah, y'all know what it do. Being in the crew. Yeah, we pulling up like it do. Pulling up. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. If the volume is too loud, please let me know. I will be happy to turn it down. But we are vibing the night, ladies and gentlemen. What's good, fam? Courtney, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, chat. Man, y'all are always so supportive. I appreciate it. But we are here to talk tonight about how to defeat any case, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the move, man. I want y'all to really, you didn't see no message. I just sent it literally. As soon as I got on live, y'all hopped on. No BS, bro. No BS. So we'll turn him down just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Oops. I just got on live. We could talk about what subject matter jurisdiction is. We're definitely gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? But don't worry. We're definitely gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But I wanna go ahead and get some people in here first. So we can really talk about some things. So y'all go ahead and share the live like I did. Like the live. And we're really gonna get into it, ladies and gentlemen. If that's all right with y'all. Welcome in, Sophia Trust. Welcome in. We are here to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, how to defeat any case. How to defeat any case. And as y'all can see, everybody's coming in. Tanya, welcome in, everybody. We are answering a lot of questions tonight. Whether you're dealing with a foreclosure, whether you're dealing with child support, CPS, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about everything tonight. Yeah, these judges, we're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about nuances. We're going to talk about everything, ladies and gentlemen. So feel free to come up on the panel, get your questions asked and answered. You know what I'm saying? Answered, rather. I'm sorry. And we can go from there. Man, Federal, boy, my boy, Mr. Johnson, you are always welcome in, brother. You are dope. Y'all be sharing, really be supporting. So I've learned I'm gonna come different on the panel. We're not gonna go too much rap, straight instrumentals. They talk about they may not hear you. They hear me TikTok. You want to know why they hear me? Because we got the mic of life, and we talking about truth, and we're talking about the realness tonight. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Man, what's up, Unknown? Welcome in, brother. Yeah, I done switched the setup up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I done figured a few things out. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what those numbers mean, but we're not going to even acknowledge that. We're going to keep on going because we got mods in here that'll take care of that. V Gaines, welcome in. Brother, I just sent it to your messages on TikTok. There you go. I just sent it again. Thank you for the gift, Courtney. Victor Moore, welcome in. Let me put up the actual overlay. That'll get everybody's attention tonight. The one thing that everybody likes to seem to talk about. We're going to get it jumping. Yeah. Any case. This would be a good one to bring up instead. Joshua, I'm not gonna lie, we're definitely not gonna be able to do that, brother. This is not a charity. This definitely ain't a charity group. This is probably the wrong place to like come. With that, I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But let me make this a little bit bigger, I guess. There we go. So I don't want the background. You say, stop trying to ruin it for everybody, okay? We know that you are intelligent, brother. We know. Bro, you taught me a lot of things. But guess what? We gotta teach the masses. You know what I'm saying? They gotta know. Like, because if they don't know, then what's the point? I mean, we can have the knowledge all day. Oh no. I didn't mean to do that. Give it back. Give it back. I didn't mean to do that. I kind of want my background back now. Just because they did that, Lord have mercy.
The most intense thriller of the year is now streaming.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all go ahead and welcome in. Y'all go ahead and pile it in. Y'all pile it on in. It is 9:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are going to be getting started at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. On today's prompt, let me put it back up.
A vacation rental shouldn't come with surprises. It should come with
how
VerboCare and 24/7
to
life support.
If the hot tub's broken,
That's a VerboCare thing.
any
if my teenager starts
case.
calling me Leslie,
That's a family
Ladies and
thing,
gentlemen,
Leslie.
like,
VerboCare and 24/7
how do you
life
defeat any
support.
case?
You know, you Verbo. Terms apply. See verbo.com/trust for details.
Can anybody tell me, how we go about doing that? I know what it is. I gotta minimize it just a little bit, because I don't want TikTok to see it. And then they be like, you got other people's stuff up on the live. Like, nah, bruh. Highly favored, welcome in. Donnie, welcome in. Everybody, welcome in. We are here to talk, ladies and gentlemen, about how to defeat any case, ladies and gentlemen. How do we defeat any case? Does anybody know how we defeat any case? Welcome in, Cloud Ponics. Welcome in. We're going to have a lot of topics today, and I'm going to go over the juicy ones. Bossy, Kareem, Gio, y'all welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to drag you. Yeah, I'm trying to. And I can't make you bigger again. Oh no, what have I done? Thank you for joining in. Welcome in. Allow me to figure out. There we go. There we go. Jeez. There we go. Now we're back. All right. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get started at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. That would mean it would be, what would that be, 6:30 Pacific Time over there in Cali. For y'all folks over there on the West Coast, Yeah, we doing this thing tonight. Yeah, we doing our thing tonight. If y'all have any music requests, please let me know. I'll be happy. Any station to put on. You know what I mean? But we are vibing out tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about some law tonight. We're talking about a lot of different things. They really took my background. I really gotta fix that picture. I really gotta fix that picture. They don't understand, so I gotta do it. Where is the button that lets you preview? See, that doesn't do me any good because then I can't. Well, let me try this because I can cut things out of view and then preview. Select, do that, do this, fit to screen. Oh, now we're in the game. All right. Let's scroll. Can we scroll up and down? Oh, yeah. I'm gonna just chill in the corner over here. Yeah, I'm gonna chill on the right. Oh, all I gotta do is scroll down like that. Yup. Hey, y'all ready? Y'all ready to talk tonight? The designer drum, welcome in. Are y'all ready to talk about how to establish your master ecclesiastical trust, ladies and gentlemen, as the apex of your life? Are you ready to talk about how to defeat any case just with proper judicial standing, proper judicial presence, and proper administration presence? Because, ladies and gentlemen, there are two sides to the ledger. Two sides to the ledger, ladies and gentlemen. So we got to remember, Ellis, what is the ledger? Well, the ledger is that general account ledger, just the same thing that they have all throughout history. It's called the history books, ladies and gentlemen. It's the history books. It's the active book that, you keeping up with the numbers. That's the, when they say I got numbers, we keeping up with the numbers. So if we're going to start trying to keep up with our own numbers and do our own accounting and have our own level of sovereignty, then we need to start with our 508 C1A grantor structure, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the wonderful world of administration, okay? Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Lil Terry, welcome in. Experia Holdings, welcome in. If y'all are here to learn, Kamara, welcome in. If y'all are here to learn about your ecclesiastical trust, if you are here to get this info, you're in the right place. If you're here, we're going to turn up tonight. Just a little bit more. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all like the live. If we could get to 10,000 likes tonight, I think that would be great for me. We're going to start out with small goals, and then we're going to make it up. Messenger, welcome in. Thank you for following me. I appreciate that. So if y'all are ready to get started, because it is officially 9:30, because we're getting started now. Samira, welcome in. If y'all are ready to get started, Lil Terry, welcome in. Y'all dropping one in the chat for me. Just dropping one, because this is real. I just want to see if we're going to support each other, because I'm about to give out a lot of great information, and I really need y'all to pay attention. You dig? Like the live, please. Share the live, and we're going to get into it, okay? Because now I got the computer. Now I can really dig in, and you know what I'm saying? Let's make sure we hit our live goal. Man, throw them punching gloves. Let me see y'all fight back, because that's where we at. The live goal, that's for fighting back. Welcome in, Alfie Wolf. Wild. Welcome in, Chief Spirit. Everybody welcome in. All right, so let's get into it. the main topic that we're talking about tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is how to defeat any case. But I really feel like we need to start with proper assertion, over one's life. Because as we all know, I don't think I need to go into so much detail that back in the day, your mom sold you over as a ward to the state. And upon being sold over as a ward to the state, she sold your soul, your SOLE, the sole of your foot. That's why it's on the birth certificate, ladies and gentlemen. But then, slash SOUL, because spiritually, they are coming for your commercial energy. They want your energy because it is what fuels their pockets and keeps them going, ladies and gentlemen. So, now that we know that we are competent individuals, we are competent sovereigns, we are competent people, we now know that we have to do the work. This is the work, ladies and gentlemen. When they say I gotta go to work, this is the work that they're talking about. This is the work that they're talking about. And you know what? As a matter of fact, I'll say this much. It was both parents' fault, because both parents took a responsibility in creating this heir. So both parents were incompetent. They were a pair of agents renting their heirs until we get into a competent standing and status, ladies and gentlemen. When we get into a competent standing and status, you can't tell us nothing, all right? So let's get competent. That's the name of the game here. This is Equal Footing Institute, ladies and gentlemen. So we're here to learn, all right? All right? And this is Check the Record. So I don't want y'all just to take my word for it. Look it up. Don't just be on the other side of your phone, not looking it up like a dumbass, bro. That's stupid, bro. That's stupid. Like, why are you here if you're not about to sit up here and really get the info and write this shit down? So let's really talk about it, and let's really, let's really do something about it, because I'm tired of talking. We're done talking. Everybody want to get on here and talk and holler. No, let's read something. Get on here and read something and learn something. All right? Now that I'm done ranting for the day, the main topic of the night, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Your master trust administration, all right? I'm going to be breaking this photo down. We created an equal footing to really give people a visual perspective of what your apex ecclesiastical trust will look like, or should look like in theory, because we're not giving, I'm just telling you what I would do, what I may have done potentially. Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? So y'all kick back, relax, get some pen and paper. Patrick, welcome in. Mr. Business, welcome in. And y'all go ahead and learn something, all right? Zion, my brother, bro God, welcome in. So let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me zoom in one time. Boom. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to zoom in so you can see. Yeah. All right. So I can see both screens. So we're going to talk about it, all right? So the 508c1a grantor structure, everything inside the irrevocable ecclesiastical trust, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that you're going to necessarily need to establish your ecclesiastical, also to establish your corporation through your foreign grantor trust, okay? So let's talk about it. What is a 508c1a? Can anybody tell me in the chat, y'all? In the chat, what is a 508c1a, ladies and gentlemen? And I'm going to be bringing up let me turn down Cardo here, because I love my boy. But this particular beat is just a little too loud. There we go. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is a 508c1a? Let's go ahead and go to Google for a second. Google.com. And I'm going to be pulling this out for you. What is a 508c1a? All right. Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go ahead and pull this up for you. so y'all can see the gloriousness for what it is. We got Safari pulled up. Boom. Where's Safari at? Oh, there it is. I'm gonna move it out the way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is a 508c1a, ladies and gentlemen? A 508c1a refers to a specific provision in the IRS tax code. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're also going to be pulling up. Oh, let me go ahead and pull that up right now, because I had that pulled up the other day, and I really should have saved it when I pulled it up. IRS. Oh no, going back. Wow, look at that. About the form 2848. You see how that pops up quick. But we're going to go to the IRC. This is what we want to, this is what we want to, this is really what we want. The IRC is the Internal Revenue Code. The official guidelines. The electronic version. Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all can see the screen here, this deals with everything, everything in your administration, ladies and gentlemen. Anything that you want to know about. One of the things, cool things, one of the followers here, you say, put me on was the Coast Guard. And we can get into the Coast Guard establishment, powers, duties, and the administration of the Coast Guard. And once you start, reading, ladies and gentlemen, this is a part of checking the record. Sexy Rail, welcome in. This is a part of checking the record, ladies and gentlemen. Like, crimes and criminal procedure. So if you want to know where to find the answer on how to defeat any case, here we go. What does this say? Crimes, criminal procedure, sections 3001. Let's talk about it. General provisions, arrest and commitment, rewards for informational concerning terrorist acts, searches and seizures, jurisdiction, venue. Let's talk about it. So, didn't I have somebody in here earlier ask about jurisdiction and venue? So we can get into it. District courts, the rules. Here we go. Front matter. Let's talk about it. Let's just take a look right quick. Criminals and procedure, front matter. Is it gonna let me? Let's see here. District courts. Ooh, the district courts of the United States shall have original jurisdiction exclusive of the courts of the states of all offenses against the law of the United States. Nothing in this title shall be held to take away or impair the jurisdiction of the courts of the several states under the laws herein. Now, that is a state statute, ladies and gentlemen. You see the SS up here in the corner? We got to start paying attention to stuff like this. That SS is state statute. That is not necessarily a what you would call a case law. I don't see any citing of historical revision notes. Yeah, this doesn't look like. This section was formed by combining sections 546 and 547. I thought it was a subsection. It does look like a subsection, but it says it's a subsection of the front matter of chapter 211. So it's section 3231. So yeah, that's definitely one. We're gonna make it make sense. But that's not what we're necessarily looking up right now. We're looking up the 508C1A. Let's see if we can find it, ladies and gentlemen. Notice that it says titles. These are all the titles for the United States codes. Look at it. This should be, actually, let me go ahead and save this website. This should be your favorite website I mean, we are talking about the two together. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Um, but let's get into it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Because we need to be talking about estates. So if y'all can help me find it, I'm looking for it. We need to be talking about proper estate. Oh, here we go. Now, if you were on Check the Record last night, Bay Area Game, welcome in. If you were on Check the Record last night, ladies and gentlemen, I himself welcome in. It is low key, I'm saving it. I mean, for sure. We were talking about definitions, etymology, and research, proper research through etymology and definitions. I am self welcoming everybody. Welcome in. Y'all share the live one time, like the live. We got the setup. We got everything going now. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get into some real information, because check the record. We're not doing no talk over here, ladies and gentlemen. We can search anything. And right now, we're searching that 508c1a and how we operate in what? Commerce. Commerce and trade. Now we're looking for proper estate, proper claiming of the state. Royalty, welcome in. Proper claiming of one's estate. Gazillionaire, welcome in. So they have a lot of different chapters here. These are all the U.S. codes, ladies and gentlemen. So we have a lot to go through, and we're talking about the 508c1a. Welcome. Y'all, if y'all are not in the fan club, like that fan club. Get on in there. Y'all like it up. So let's see here. It seems, wow, this is a lot for commerce. So women's business enterprise development. So for all my ladies, we got to start doing some reading. Cyber security research and development. Oh man. Minority business development. I think that's something we should click on. Existing initiatives. Rural Minority Business Center Program. Minority business development grants. This is what reading gets you. And just since we were talking about definitions last night, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we can look at the definitions of what a minority is. And when you're properly correcting your status, you can use these terms correctly. The term agency means the Minority Business Development Agency of the Department of Commerce. The term community-based organization has the meaning and term given when this is actually kind of, I'm kind of glad I'm reading this. Except as otherwise expressly provided, the term eligible entity means a private sector entity, a public sector entity, or a native entity. Includes an institution of higher education. The term federal agency, we get into a lot of definitions. No, I like this. You know what, man? I've actually impressed myself doing just a little bit of reading, ladies and gentlemen. Mashia, welcome in, but let's go ahead and search for a second. Trust law and the codes. Trust law. We're going to start with trust law. We're going to start with trust law.
12 texts, 2 side conversations, 1 meme nobody understands.
Compensation. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. Can anybody give me a subject matter, like topic of how to search this? I would love some help, ladies and gentlemen, on what I'm looking for. Matter of fact, why don't I just make it easy on myself? 508C1A. Easy. Don't do that. That would be, it has to be on the Final 5, man. Let's wait, 508, 508. Fiduciary. All right. History trust. And U.S. Code. I know it's fiduciary. A reference to a section. Yes, the 28. There we go. 26 USC 508. I was like, oops. 26. Wait, where'd it go? Wait a minute. Where'd my windows just go? That's like epic. I know I pinned it. Oh, I pinned it. There it is. I was like, where'd it go? Title 26, Internal Revenue Code. This is going to be your best friend, ladies and gentlemen. So what do y'all want to learn about, huh? No, we got it now, big dog. We got it, bro God. So Title 26, we know, is the Internal Revenue Code. And for all the people out there calling themselves Indians, here you go right here. Title 25. So y'all need to be quoting that. So ladies and gentlemen, there is a title for just about any form of, remember that post I made about different forms of law? Well, here you go, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Everything you can think of: postal service, public buildings, everything, shipping, telecommunications, everything, proper names and tables, everything you can think of. But let's get into it. Estate and gift tax. I think that's where we need to be. Estate tax. And since we're talking about taxes, let's get into this, man. Miscellaneous procedure. Nope. There it is. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Subsection F under 26. Procedure and administration is where we need to be. But we're going to start with the first one because we need to find 508 C1A. Chapter 5. Oh, now we got to start in the beginning. Exempt organizations. Y'all drop a like in the chat if y'all are paying attention right now, because Taz Dad, welcome in. We are now at the part we're talking about the 508 C1A Ministry Trust. Exempt organizations. Now, you see how to search it. Okay? This lovely website, the uscode.house.gov. Let me drop that in the chat for y'all right now. I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to drop that in the chat for y'all. Boom. Right there, ladies and gentlemen, there goes that website. So you can do your own studying, ladies and gentlemen. So you can check the record, because we're checking it right now, as you can see. So let's get into it. Taxation of business income. We're gonna this is what we're gonna be doing every night, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be going through the codes. We're gonna be checking the record. Okay, so there's no excuse that, oh, I didn't learn it, or oh, I didn't know. No, we hold each other accountable. Jeremy Howard, welcome in. We are holding each other accountable. All right, so let's go through our 508 C1A exempt ministry. Private foundations, because we know it's 508. So let's just start with the general rule. We don't want to miss nothing. All right. Exemption from tax, corporations, certain trusts, etc. So let's talk about it. Let's get into it. All right. 501. Y'all drop a. While I'm talking up here, ladies and gentlemen, it is your job to get the live goal, which is 10 boxing gloves. I need to see 10 people tonight that want to fight. I want to see 10 people that literally are going to fight through procrastination, bullshit, and anything else. And we are going to properly establish our administration. So then, you know what I'm saying, we can really make it happen. Thank you, Starman. Thank you for the boxing glove. You're amazing. So let's get it. Exemption from tax on corporations, certain trusts, etc. Subsection A, exemption from taxation. An organization described in subsection C or D or section 401A shall be exempt from taxation under this subtitle unless Such exemption is denied. Thank you for the boxing gloves, y'all. Yeah, we gonna fight back. We tired of sitting around. Such exemption is denied under section 502 or 503. Tax on unrelated business income and certain other activities. An organization exempt from taxation under subsection A shall be subject to tax to the extent provided in Part 2, 3, and 4 of the subchapter, but notwithstanding Part 2, 3, and 4 of this subchapter. Okay? It shall be considered an organization exempt from income taxes for the purpose of any laws which refers to an organization's exempt from income taxes. Not gonna lie, that was a lot of fancy words to just say that they're gonna be exempt from income taxes. That was a lot of dancing around. So now let's get into a list of the organizations. The following organizations are referred to in subsection A. Any corporation organized under Act of Congress, which is instrumentally, wait, yeah, okay, I said that right. Instrumentally of the United States, but if such corporation, A, is exempt from federal income taxes, subsection I, under such act as amended and supplemented before July 18, 1984, or under this title without regard to any provision of law which is not contained in this title and which is not contained in a revenue act, or is described in subsection I. Corporations organized for the exclusive purpose of holding, y'all listen carefully. Corporations organized for the exclusive purpose of holding title to property, collecting income therefrom, and turning over the entire amount thereof, less expenses to an organization which itself is exempt under this section. Under this section, rules similar to the rules of subparagraph G of paragraph 25 shall apply for purposes of this paragraph. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what that means? That sounds like a holding company to me. I don't know about y'all. We can check the record. But it literally says corporations organized for the exclusive purpose of holding title to property, collecting income therefrom, and turning over the entire amount thereof, less expenses to an organization which itself is exempt under this section. Ladies and gentlemen, that is literally a holding company. That literally is a ministry. Because we're not, a ministry collects income. What type of holding company? I'll be honest, man. I just created a holding company. I did an LLC. I created my holding company. And my holding company literally does all of the big boy purchases. That like a car, a house, things of that nature will be held within my holding company. But my holding company, it's kind of hard to see. All right, I got you. Let me see if I can zoom in, because this is like a how's that? Let me pull it up on my phone. Let me see what y'all see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I see now. Let me see if I can get this even on the screen. Oh, you can't even see this. My bad. I got y'all. My bad. You can't even see this thing. I have to pull up another overlay window. I was just reading away. Why y'all didn't say nothing? I'm just a reading. How's that? Wait, there it is. How's that? That's what I'm reading currently. Now I can actually back up because I was like, yo. Where did it just put my window? All right. Minimize. There it is. Minimize. And then, well, we'll do it like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. If you're new here, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to check the record. Welcome to Check the Record, the hottest media show here on TikTok and YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all can go follow us on YouTube at Equal Footing Institute. Yeah, we are dropping over there. And this show is going to be going live on TikTok, YouTube, and man, we are expanding to many different platforms. But we are talking about tonight, we're talking about 508c1a, your proper ministry. Thank you for the live. Thank you, Starman. We are fighting back, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all, let's hit the like goal. Let's get to 10,000 likes. Just 10,000. Not asking for a lot. And we're going to be breaking down every single document that you're going to need, you know what I mean, to really establish your ministry. Because I've established mine, and I've sent out the documents, and I'll be honest with you, it was a lot. I believe it was 104, and it would only range to 104 because I established a PMA charter. The Nation of Divine Creation is a tribal enterprise. So, you know, we are serious about what we're doing this way, all right? All right, let's get it. So now that we know, I'm not going to do too much more reading, but now that we know what some organizations are and we know how to properly navigate the IRS code, because now we can really go look up and really see what these things are. Corporations, like we said, organized for the exclusive purpose of holding title to properly collecting income therefrom and turning over the entire amount. That's your ministry, ladies and gentlemen. So, for getting into our ministry, I'm gonna go ahead and close that window. We're gonna go ahead and get that out the way. I know it's no more video signal. We're not gonna do that right now. We're not gonna do that. We're going to block you. We're gonna go back to you. All right. So now y'all can see this is where you're gonna find your general rules on 508c1a. But like, let's get into it. I'm actually gonna pull it up now. Thank you for the follow, Josiah. Flirty Girls, welcome in. I love y'all. Y'all appreciate y'all so much. And y'all hold on for 10 seconds, man. It is hotter than you know what in here. Oh, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We got to turn on the fan of life. Because that's crazy. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my bad. I had to turn on the fan of life, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna turn down the mic. It did rain, and you know how Georgia is. You walk outside, ladies and gentlemen, and you will be choked by the humidity. Like literally, it will get you on a chokehold, and it will start yeeting you up like through the roof, bro. Like Jesus. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are 5 away from our live goal. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for the live goal. Let's go ahead and get it. All right, we're talking about 508c1a, and when we were up here by it, I clicked on it. Here we go. Special rules with respect to Section 508c3 I'm entertaining. Thank you, Prosperous, man. I'm really trying. Like, I ain't gonna say I'm trying because I just be me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I really just be chilling, bro. Like, I'm transparent and I'm not finna lie about shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get this information. We're gonna get this money. And hey, if you don't want to be a part of that, I don't know what to tell you. Shit. Hey, I'm trying to get some money. Munyon, cake, cash. All right. Let's change up the overlay here so y'all can see what I'm looking at. That man said, you entertaining, bro. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Oh, all right. Y'all see this? 28 U.S. Code 508, special rules with respect to Section 501c3 organizations from Title 26, Internal Revenue Code, subsection A, income taxes, y'all. Man, get your fucking pens and paper out, man. Get your pens and paper out. Okay? Chapter 1, normal taxes and surtaxes. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I will be clipping these, and this is going to be a subject matter. Literally, Title 26, Chapter 1, normal taxes and surtaxes. Subchapter F, exempt organizations. Part 2, private foundations. All right? Let's get it. Let's read. Let's read and check the record. 508, special rules with respect to Section 501c3 organizations. Subsection A, let's get it. New organizations must notify secretary that they are applying for recognition of 501c3 status. So, ladies and gentlemen, step number 1, when y'all are talking about who do I mail it to, it just told you, that wasn't even the first line. It literally just said you must mail it to secretary. What secretary do you need to mail it to of the state? Moving on. Except as provided in subsection C, an organization organized after October 9th, 1969 shall be treated as an organization described in Section 501c3. Now, number 1, unless it has given notice to the secretary in such manner as the secretary may by regulations prescribe that it is applying for recognition of such status, or number 2, for any period before the giving of such notice, if such notice is given after the time prescribed by the secretary by regulations for giving notice under this subsection. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have to let the Secretary of State know. I understand that y'all don't want to, I don't want to give these folks no paperwork. Why do I have to do this? Because they took over the land. And this is what you got to do now. All right? So, we're not bitching over here, okay? Excuse my language, but we're not bitching. You know what I'm saying? This is not handouts over here. This is hand ups. We're doing push-ups, okay? Moving on. Presumption that the organizations are private foundations, except as provided in subsection C. Any organization, including an organization in existence on October 9th, 1969, which is described in Section 501c3, and which is not notified the secretary at such time, in such manner, as the secretary may, by regulations prescribe, that it is not a private foundation, shall be presumed to be a private foundation. So, notice on subsection B, ladies and gentlemen, it says presumption that organizations are private foundations. If you're going to ask a question in the chat, feel free. Except as provided in subsection C, any organization, including in an organization in existence from 1969, which is prescribed, does not have to notify the secretary. I'm gonna just notify the damn Secretary of State. This is why we're equal for the Institute of Long Strategy, ladies and gentlemen. The strategy part is like, don't make it hard on yourself. Man, like so serious. State constitutions say that people are sovereign as the fundamental instruments are law. Man, listen. But all you have to do is just put an administrative notice, Starman, in your administrative packet. You're going to see that when I pull back up this picture. We're going to go over every single document that I put within my ministerial trust. All right. So let's get into it. Slow down. Hey, that's my jam. Section C, ladies and gentlemen. Mandatory exceptions. Subsections A and B shall not apply to. Wait a minute. Y'all listening? Mandatory exceptions. Subsection A and B shall not apply to A, churches, their integrated auxiliaries and conventions or associations of churches, or B, any organization which is not a private foundation as defined in section 509A, and the gross receipts of which in each taxable year are normally not more than, for that 5,000. Let me move the chat here. More than 5,000. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all are my ministry. There are 31 people here in this, 32 now. Welcome in, Bob Duffy. There are 32 people here, ladies and gentlemen, in the ministry, learning about the good word and education of financial literacy. Okay? Like, as long as we're talking about education, financial literacy, all praise to the Most High, hey, we're good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 6,700 likes. I appreciate y'all. Welcome in. We are here learning the good word. And the good word is of tonight, 508C1A, ladies and gentlemen. 508C1A. This needs to be the apex of your life, ladies and gentlemen. How are you going to operate? Not through the Most High. Come on now. What do you say now? How are you going to operate without the Most High? Make it make sense now. Okay? So it needs to be the apex of your life, because all your other trusts, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Let me give you the answer. All your other trusts need to be inside this trust. Welcome in, everybody. If you are new here, welcome to Check the Record, ladies and gentlemen. This is the hottest and most informational media show that is on TikTok. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 100% transparent. We are going to get the answers 100%. Okay? We do not do any guessing around here. We don't do any hand holding. If you're here, grab a pencil and a piece of paper and write it down. Because the Most High left us what? Come on now. He left us covenant and property. He left us everything that we would need here. But see, if you don't know how to properly access that, okay, how are you going to receive a blessing but you're not ready for it? Welcome in, everybody. How are you going to receive a blessing but you're not here for it? I don't know what to tell you. What did I just do? Oh no, I did the camera. My bad, y'all. My bad. I done took off the overlay. My bad. Don't beat me up. My bad. I gotta get out the way. Oh. Let me, I did fit to screen. My bad. I gotta go back down. There we go. I was really trying to do this. Fit to screen. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Actually, I'm gonna let me see if I can make it smaller, ladies and gentlemen, so it can fit all the way within the overlay, so y'all ain't missing no juice. There we go. See, now we're actually getting somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. All right. I think that may be cool. All right. Oh, no. Unmute him. Nah, don't do my boy Trust like that. He's just trolling. He trolling. He just trolling. That's all. He harmless. He ain't gonna hurt nobody. He ain't gonna hurt nobody. Maybe I should do that. How's that? I think that's better. A lot of streams have it, at the bottom, but if you got it at the top, and I can only fit it in such a parameter, I think that would be the smartest way to do it. Yeah. Bro, why aren't they doing it like this? I'm looking at my phone, so now I get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to Check the Record. If you are here, Infinite, welcome in. Everybody, welcome in. We are here to check the record and learn about properly the 508c1a today, ladies and gentlemen. So if y'all want to learn how to properly get these documents and these administrative documents together so you can win any case. If you're dealing with a case right now, ladies and gentlemen, whether you're dealing with child support, whether you're dealing with anything right now, proper administration will win you your case, ladies and gentlemen. You want to know why? Oh, let me unmute him. Let me get my boy right. We can't unmute. There you go, bro. God, you unmuted. You unmuted. Trust and law. We ain't gonna do that, man. Don't. My man's like, damn. All right, so let's get back to it. Subsection 2, exemptions by regulations. So, ladies and gentlemen, just so y'all know, we are right here. All right. So stick with me. The secretary may, by regulations, exempt to the extent and subject to such conditions as may be prescribed in the regulations from the previous subsections. Let me move the chat out the way. Previous subsections, A and B both. A and B both. So let me reread that because the chat was just in the way. Nah, I'm not incorrect, brother. This is the IRC code. He is 100% trolling. Don't even listen to my man's. I love him to death, but he's trolling big time. I'm trying to. I could turn the opacity down. Good. Hey, there we go. All right. So, Section A, education organizations described in Section 17, 170B1A, subsection 2, and any other class of organizations with respect to which the Secretary determines that full compliance with the provisions of subsection A and B is not necessary to the efficient administration of the provisions of this title relating to private foundations. So, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that Equal Footing Institute of Law and Strategy is a consulting firm and a private education firm, it falls right up under what is 100% allowed to be a 508 type of business. But I've already established my ministry, so that doesn't even matter. Disallowance. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. Disallowance of certain charitable deductions, gift or bequest to organizations subject to Section 507C tax. No gift or bequest made to an organization upon which is tax provided by Section 507 has been opposed and shall be allowed deductions under this section. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop reading here for a second, and I'm going to stop boring you with the reading. But I just need y'all to understand that these are the U.S. tax codes. This is where you're going to find every single answer that we're looking for. Everything that you could be. Delegation of functions. Scope of delegation of functions. The authority conferred by this chapter shall apply to the function vested in the president by law and such. Okay, this is for the president. So then I want to go to the article then. So this deals with the president, Congress, general provision, government organizations. Let's do it banks for a second. Because I'm curious I'm absolutely curious on why these companies don't want to accept a lot of our negotiable instruments. And we all understand, overstand how it operates. I'm just trying to make it make sense. I'm trying to make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the section where we're going to get into the guide, because I really want to piece these things together. Let's see if it's going to open up. Let's see if it's going to open up. Because I swear these... Can I open it with Safari? Oh, I can. Dude. All right. All right. So let's do it. Oops. All right, y'all ready? Drop a one in the chat if y'all are ready. Are y'all ready about negotiable instruments and endorsement and securitization? I'm going through every guide. I'm going to be showing y'all every guide tonight. We're not going to go step by step, but you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go through every guide and show you what we got. So we're going to make it clear right now. Okay? We're going to make it clear right now. All right? If you're not in the group, it is $100. And what that's going to get you, I'm going to put this in the group right now so everybody can be clear. This is going to get you access to the group. And then I'm going to put that first. Then it's going to get you recorded master class. And then it's going to get you the actual guide you see on the screen. Okay, just so we're all clear. Bro, do not say anything else. I don't want to hear nothing else like, well, I didn't. No. If you would like to get in contact and get this guide or any of the guides, simply shoot me a message on Tick and Talk. Okay? You can follow us on YouTube. But as far as the guides are concerned, we accept Cash App, Apple Pay, Zelle, Venmo, Chime, PayPal, whatever. It don't matter. All right? So all I require for the rest of this live, ladies and gentlemen, we are at 8,000 likes right now. So all I require is we get to 10,000 likes, 10 punching gloves for the live goal. So ladies and gentlemen, y'all go ahead and send them punching gloves in. I need 5 more people that are ready to fight, because this is fighting. And I'm not going to say fighting. This is just proper administration. Like, these are the rules. I'm not making none of this up. This is 100% the rules. This is the law. This is the Uniform Commercial Code. Thank you, Starman, for sending the boxing glove. Man, y'all send them boxing gloves in, man. Thank you. Y'all send them boxing gloves in. Hit the light goal, man. Y'all quit playing. Y'all don't want to fight. Y'all just want the answer. Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you just want the answers and you want me to do it for you. Put a 1 in the chat. Be honest. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Put a 2 in the chat if you ready to fight. Put a 1 if you want me to do it. Put a 2 if you want to fight. I want to say something. I knew you were about to do that. I just knew. Y'all are trolls, bro. I know I'm a troll. I be coming to y'all's lives. I be trolling, but like, bro, you're a troll for that. Absolutely troll. I'm going to be showing y'all something cool too, by the way. I'm going to be showing y'all the new group. I think I'm getting ready to I may keep school. I don't know, but um, I'm gonna be moving to Mighty for sure. The Mighty app. Um, He said, I want one and two. I ain't going to hold you. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for reaching the live goal. Thank you, Star Man. You are amazing. You are the top gifter tonight. You're awesome, my brother. All love, man. All love. Let me send you some gifts, man. Let me get you right, bro. Let me get you right, bro. How do I do that? We're going to figure that out, Star Man. Star Man. We're going to figure that out. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We've hit our live goal. We've hit our live goal, and I want y'all to keep gifting because that's going to keep bringing the people in here. I don't care about the little cents that these things be, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it brings people in here. He has to come up on the panel to get gifted. Absolutely. Starman, matter of fact, yeah, you get to come up on the panel. I love that idea. If you gift, you get to come up on the panel, and come on up, cause yeah, I love that. I love that. What just popped up on my screen? What's up, Star Man? How are you tonight?
Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Man, that's what's up, brother. Let's go ahead and get into this guide and show these folks really what it is tonight, because we gotta learn some stuff. You feel me? We gotta learn some stuff. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. I thought I saw somebody else trying to come up here. All right. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. I see that the panel is in the way. How about we do
If you need to
this?
drop me, that's fine. You know.
Yeah. I apologize. I don't even know why the panel. Maybe if I could change it.
Okay.
If I could change the panel, that would be kind of awesome. But I'm gonna drop you down, but we're gonna get into it. All right. But I
Right, man.
appreciate you, though, brother. I really, really do.
Mm-hmm. You too, man. I appreciate it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Negotiable instruments, endorsement, and securitization guide, y'all. Y'all's job is to like the live through this thing. All right. Like the live through the guide. All right. That's all I require. Let's do it. All right. This is prepared by me. I want y'all to go ahead and do not focus on the EPS. I've tried that, ladies and gentlemen, and it doesn't really seem to work the way in theory, because EPS, you can't deposit like checks in EPS. You can do money order, but like you can't deposit a check. So unless they're giving you credits in a money order, that really doesn't work. So that's why I tell everybody, make sure you send it to the comptroller. The comptroller is the one that deals with banks, ladies and gentlemen. They deal with banks. Now, I know that seems weird, because why would we send our bills to them? Well, the bill has to go to the company. The company has to, securitize it, take it to the treasury window. Now, if you send it to the comptroller, they're already at the treasury. So securitizing it and, taking it to the actual window is not very hard for them, considering it's right down the road, right down the hallway for them. So let's go ahead and get into the actual ruling authority. And then we'll move on from there. Okay. So according to UCC 3, dash 104, 205, 410, and UCC 1-308, this is going to be like your leading authority, when you're sending back negotiable instruments, because we have to make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. It can't just be, oh, Ella said do this, and you know what I'm saying? Like, let's use our brains. Okay. Step number 1, we're going to examine and photocopy the original instrument. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not like where we're not going to make it rocket science. Step number 1, let's qualify what a negotiable instrument is. It must show an unconditional order to pay, a fixed dollar amount, payable on demand or at a definite time, and be payable to a named party or bearer. That's your bill, ladies and gentlemen. You get your T-Mobile bill, you get your gas bill, light bill. These are all orders to pay. Now, this is why it's important. Because I don't give a damn. Anybody out on this internet telling you that you don't need to have a business is wrong, because you have to be acting from the capacity of a creditor. You cannot be doing what you're doing as a debitor. It doesn't make sense to try to do what you're doing as a debitor. When you're a business, you're operating in a creditor's perspective. You could literally create a corporation equivalent to these banks or anything. So they can't tell you that you can't, do what they do. Yes, we can. So these are the business laws, the Uniform Commercial Code. Like I said, an unconditional order to pay, a fixed dollar amount, payable on demand or at a definite time, and be payable to a named party or bearer. Simple. That's what defines a negotiable instrument, ladies and gentlemen. That's what defines a negotiable instrument. So step number 1 on the list. All we're going to do, we're going to make a photocopy of it, certified true copy of the original, and then you're going to sign and date it. Oh yeah, now my brother, we definitely got the equipment off of this thing. We got the views, we got the flows, we got everything now. We are well equipped, and we're going to be teaching everybody these proper laws. We got to get the sauce out here. We got to get the sauce out here, ladies and gentlemen. Like, a lot of y'all do a lot of talking, but y'all don't do a lot of reading. So, and a lot of y'all do a lot of reading, but you don't do enough comprehension. So let's break it down. So we're going to make that photocopy, and this is for your business records. You should be having records of everything that you do within your business, okay? A lot of y'all, and maybe this is where we need to start. A lot of y'all need to realize that when you start a business, this isn't just some, rinky dink. Like, a lot of y'all be looking at it. I think a lot of y'all look at it like it's kind of like rinky dink. You know what I'm saying? Or something that, isn't, could be potentially like super big. Thank you for the gifts, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. I think a lot of y'all look at it like it's like rinky dink, and it's like, bro, you have to look at this as equivalent. You just opened up a Chase. You just opened up a Doc Marzi, man. Welcome, man, brother. Man, peace to the gods. But you just open up a Chase. You just open up a T-Mobile. You just open up a Blue Scope. You just open up a Burger King. You just open up a McDonald's. You just open up a Caterpillar. You just open up like a private firm. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You need to have your business files correct. And when you're making a negotiable instrument, which is your bill, you're going to send that back, certified true copy of the original. And you're going to write it on there, and you're going to get it notarized, put it in your business files. Step number 2, moving on. Let's talk about UCC 3-205B, A, 206, and 410. These are the ruling authorities over your endorsements, ladies and gentlemen. Over your endorsements. I'm gonna be honest, Johnson. I don't even think that's a question. Registered or certified? What? Bro, you only send I don't even want to talk about, you're not allowed to put certified mail on the chat. You're not allowed to. That's not a thing. That doesn't exist. That only exists when you're sending a regular letter, to a corporation or to someone. Like, I don't even think anything lower than certified mail should be even deemed acceptable at all. But like, overall, when you're sending a presentment, ladies and gentlemen, when you're sending a presentment to the comptroller like I am, and you see that it's registered mail, then you'll start to understand. So I hope that answered your question. I really hope it did. Bro, we don't send nothing certified at all. Nothing. Let me tell you how prepared I am. This is a roll of certified mail. Excuse me, registered mail stickers, a whole roll. So, needless to say, yeah, we're not doing anything certified mail. You're going to want to put also with registered mail, you're going to want to put insurance on it. They're going to ask, I'd recommend putting maybe like $500. I'll be putting 500. You know what I'm saying? Just to have some type of security just in case it got lost or stolen or whatever. Obviously if it gets stolen, I mean, that's mail fraud. You know, that's wire fraud. It's a lot of other, it's a lot of other things. Not wire fraud, but definitely mail fraud for sure. For sure. Y'all, let's hit the like goal, man. Let's go ahead and get back up to 10 punch and boxing gloves. Ladies and gentlemen, I need 10 people that are going to fight tonight. Are you going to fight when they tell you no, or when they try to deny your negotiable instruments and say you can't do the same things that we can do? You got to stay in a comfortable slave's place. Or are you going to properly establish yourself as a secured party creditor and establish yourself in the world of commerce, which is ran by the corporations, aka the merchants? The merchants. All right, let's talk about it. UCC 3-205 subsection B is a blank endorsement. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a mortgage or you have a car and you sign for it, you put what is called a blank endorsement on it. Signature only. It makes it payable to the bearer, and it avoid this unless you want to freely transfer a document. See, y'all need to understand something. When you go buy a house or a car, you're doing business. Everybody drop business in the chat. Drop the word business in the chat. When you are going to buy a house, a car, even going to the store, you are operating in what is called commerce. And we are doing what? Business. Drop business in the chat. Thank you, Big Knowledge. Welcome in. Everybody, user, welcome in on business. Exactly. You're standing on business. That's even better. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you're doing business and you sign for that house or you sign for that car, let me tell you what they did. They freely transferred and securitized your document that you signed, securitized your signature, and sent that bad boy right on to the Treasury discount window, got paid for it. Well, excuse me, sold it into a Remick trust, and now somebody over in Grenada, you know what I'm saying, like owns your privacy rights, you know what I'm saying, because they've sold it so many times, and it goes through the MERS system, and as soon as it hits MERS, that's when everything just, you can go ahead and kiss your loan goodbye. But ladies and gentlemen, for example, if you're dealing with a house, the only thing you need to do is perfect your secured interest in the house. A proper UCC1 financing statement, a quick claim deed, a warranty deed, and convey it all over into your trust. A, are they going to be mad? Absolutely. B, are they going to be able to provide you with the original wet ink signature that you signed? Absolutely not. Why? Bro, they done sold your debt. C, a lot of these companies tend to have sub companies that they slick own. And for the fact that they slick own it, they sell it to themselves. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you have broke fiduciary and beneficiary relationship. When you have done that, monetized and securitized. Well, let's reverse that. Securitized and monetized. And then boom, you were left with no considerations, no house, and you're paying a third-party company. Like, bro, you're paying somebody, literally, your payment structure has changed 3 times since you've owned this house, and you don't know who the hell you're paying at this point. I've had people call me and be like, bro, I don't even know who this company is. But they messaging me talking about suing me. Yeah, y'all better learn up. Y'all better get in here and learn up. Next up, special endorsement paid to the order of the party blank. It restricts who negotiates next. So here's the thing. The reason why you pay to the order of why you pay to the order of is because I'm going to restrict who you can send this to next. So when I send it to the comptroller, I'll send my bill up there. You going to have to do something. You're going to have to respond to me or something, because you're not about to keep a securitized negotiable instrument and think that you're not about to like send it to the actual company, because they regulate banks. So whatever bank that company is with, they just send it to them. Hey, you need to go ahead and pay this individual. Da 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 da. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I'll tell you one thing: when you're following the laws, like, they have to address you at some point. Like, it's like you can't just ignore me forever. You're gonna have to do something. Moving on, restrictive endorsement for deposit only. It locks the instrument to one account purpose. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I told y'all I have a actual, as you can see here, a rubber stamp. This is an actual rubber stamp, so I don't have to write. I don't have to write on the back of it. I don't have to write accepted for value UCC 3-410. Return for discharge of this obligation. No termination of account services authorized. All credits credited to principal trust account. All rights reserved, without recourse, ladies and gentlemen. Without recourse, ladies and gentlemen. That is one of the biggest things that you need to realize. Without recourse, and we're going to go over that, actually, because that is like super important. Hold on. Let's go over that. Without recourse, because a lot of people just put this and don't really know what it means. They don't really know what it means. Without recourse means one party has no legal right to seek compensation or demand payment from another if a transaction fails. A debt defaults or an issue arises. In finance and law, it acts as a risk shifting tool. A risk shifting tool where the buyer accepts all the liability. Okay. The phrase is commonly used in two specific ways. Endorsing a check. If you endorse a check by writing without recourse and it bounces, the person who cashed it cannot hold you personally liable for the funds. Number two, loans and debts. A non-recourse loan limits the lender's ability to recover losses. If a borrower defaults on a non-recourse mortgage, the lender can seize the property. Pay attention. So for people that are going to buy a house, pay attention. I'm sorry for getting loud. If you do not put without recourse on your loan, the borrower can come and seize the property collateral, but they cannot garnish your wages or sue you for the remaining balance. That's if you don't put it on there, a non-recourse loan. But if you sign it without recourse and reserve all of your rights, well. It just means that they're going to get less. It means also that they can't come get your house because they can't come back onto you because you now own the property outright. They're not going to tell you that. I promise you, they are not going to tell you that. And I know that sounds crazy, but like, no. Like, I've heard of people signing, UCC 1-308, without recourse or without prejudice. I'm going without recourse, not without prejudice. I'm sticking without recourse. There's 41 people in here, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all, please continue liking the live. I thank y'all so much. We are at 16,000 likes. Let's go ahead and get to 20,000. And we're going to keep on going with the course tonight, all right? Moving on. The last one is UCC 3-410, and that is what I just read on my stamp, ladies and gentlemen. That is accepted with conditions. It directs not the EPS account. Do not pay attention to the EPS account. I made this when I was talking about the EPS. We are sending all of our bills to the comptroller. The comptroller going to have to deal with it. because they regulate banks. So for the fact that you regulate banks, bro, maybe then if you hold the banks accountable, the banks will hold corporations accountable. Everybody will hold each other accountable because, like, listen, you gonna respond to me. I'm up here using the laws the same way that you use them, but you're telling me I can't do it. Under whose rule and authority said that I can't? All right. Return for discharge of reference obligation. Like, hold on for a second, because we went over last night on episode 1 of Check the Record. We went on definitions, etymology, and research. Okay, define discharge in not hospital. Lord, no. No. In finance, ladies and gentlemen, a discharge refers to the legal release of a debtor from the obligation to repay a debt. Once a debt is discharged, usually through bankruptcy proceedings, the lender can no longer legally demand payment or take collection action. It formally wipes out personal liability for qualifying debts like credit cards, pay attention, credit cards, medical bills, and personal loans. Creditor restrictions. Creditors are permanently prohibited from attempting to collect the discharged debt. Exceptions. Not all debts can be discharged. Most federal student loans, recent tax claims, and child support obligations usually survive the discharge process. Credit impact. While a discharge provides a financial fresh start, it can remain on your credit report up to 7 to 10 years. Watch this. How do you discharge bills as you mentioned? Let's see what it says. Let's see what we get. Welcome in, Ivy Contour, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. I need to see. Well, we're not going to file for bankruptcy. No. Under UCC guidelines, how do you? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you for coming in, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to find out the truth here. Welcome to Check the Record, powered by Equal Footing Institute of Law and Strategy, under the umbrella of Nation of Divine Creation, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I got the setup going. Yeah, we ready. Does not provide a loophole to wipe out or cancel a person's bills. That's not true. These UCC laws are here for a reason. Paying the full amount owed to the person or institution, discharged by payment, discharged by tender of payment. Here we go. You got to do a lot of reading. Discharge by tender of payment, UCC 3-603. If a debtor offers full payment to a creditor on or after the due date, and the creditor refuses to accept the valid payment, the obligation to pay the subsequent interest and collection fees is discharged. However, the original core debt itself is not completely wiped away. The creditor simply loses the right to penalize you for late payment if they actively blocked your legitimate attempt to pay. Discharge by cancellation or reunification. All right. A debt is discharged if the person who is owed the money voluntarily decides to forgive it. To do this legally under the UCC, the lender must intentionally destroy or cancel the physical contract, cross out the debtor's signature, or sign a formal written release giving up their right to collect. You cannot unilaterally declare a cancellation yourself. Excuse me. So, ladies and gentlemen, when y'all are creating your affidavit of conditional acceptance and you're sending this, with your bill, I'd highly recommend, as you can see, it just said, or sign a formal written release giving up their right to collect. Now, you could send this to the company, but I've just learned when you send it to the comptroller, they will handle the obligation, because especially once you send it without recourse, at that point it's just like, they really don't have they do, but they really don't have a whole lot of wiggle room, because it's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Now you've shifted and transferred this obligation to me, the treasury, and now I have to do something about it. You're absolutely right. You have to do something about it. All right. Let's get back to the guide. Endorsement language placed on the stamp. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like, I have most of this on my stamp. The only thing that I changed up was the credit applicable obligation to account number. I just changed the words a little bit to all credits credited to principal trust account number, which is, my trust account. Oops. I dropped the stamp. My bad, y'all. But you know what I'm saying? And then without recourse, and then all rights reserved. Ladies and gentlemen, like, this internet is not going to tell you the real truth. You have to do a lot of interpretation and a lot of like actual studying to really get this. And once you put this on the back of your documents, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you notarize it. Notarizing is one of the most important things that you can do, because notarizing takes everything from a private established document to a federally authenticated document that is protected under Federal Rule of Evidence 902. All right. You'll find that in this guide also. You'll also find the Stamp Duty Act in this guide, and you'll find all ruling authority. I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I prompted AI exactly with the thought process that I had, but we all know that AI will tell you no if it is something that, goes against the system. It created this guide. I created it, but it created the guide. Like, it made it pretty for me. You know what I'm saying? But it created it. Cindy, welcome in. So for the fact that it created it for me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not about to play around with this thing, because I put it back in there to try to upgrade it. And guess what? Bada boom, bada bang. After some choice reading, it said, no, I can't upgrade this for you. I can't tell you to send it to the comptroller, because, you know what I'm saying? You really can't send it to the... Yeah, you have to get real creative with these laws, ladies and gentlemen. You have to get creative and interpret them in the universal way, but interpret them in a way that, that hasn't been seen or precedented. All right. And a long form, I'm not going to take too much time. UCC 3-204 subsection A, ladies and gentlemen, is a separate form that you just pretty much write everything that you're going to write on the negotiable instrument. You write on here, because the negotiable instrument has like too much stuff like on the back of it. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? We got to write it on another document, and you get that notarized. I don't know who this guy is. Fortunes have chosen. But we gonna go ahead and get you up out of here. You probably that one dude that called me on that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? You up out of there, big dog. We ain't worried about you. You know what I'm saying? Nah. And like, see, here's the thing. I like people like him. You know what I'm saying? Because he came in here just to say it's a fraudulent document. Bro, you're a dumb ass. How is this a fraudulent document and I created it? These are UCC guidelines. Ladies and gentlemen, put a 1 in the chat if you recognize any of the ruling authority from the UCC. If you've looked up any of the UCC, please drop a 1 in the chat. Thank you, Alpha Wolf. Like, bro, I love when people get in here. This is the dude. Let me go ahead and put him on blast. Fortunes of the Chosen. He called my work number, called my phone, cussing me out, talking about I scammed his sister. I said, well, how did I do that, sir? This man said, well, She bought your guide and you scammed her. I said, I was like, that means she's in the group. I was like, has she come to me and talked to me about anything? I was like, because I don't want anyone feeling like, you know what I'm saying, they have any time. No, bro, this man talking about, I'm going to find your IP address and I'm going to do this, sir. Listen to me, because I know you're probably like, you know, getting on an account and listening. But I will call the police. What is wrong with you? Like, I don't think, like, I think people get this internet game confused. So let me go ahead and say this now, bro. I will call the police if I see any inkling of anybody near my house or near my family. And bro, past call the police. Like, I'm not gonna say what'll really happen, but like, bro, don't get it twisted, bro. Do not let the internet fool you, bro. You will get spanked out here, boy. Like, for real. Moving on. Number 6, we are drafting our affidavit of conditional acceptance, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is you feel me? Like, scared. Oh, I'm quaking in my boots. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you're going to be sending to them to get your point across, because this is where you're going to be doing all of your talking. Oh, there he is again. I'm from Boston, Shorty. You know, bro, I don't know, bro. Well, nobody cares, bro. Matter of fact, you can stay in here, bro. You know what I'm saying? My moms will get rid of you, but like, let him stay for a little while. You know, he scammed his sister. There he is. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this is the same dude that called me. She bought the guide, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm going to put you on blast. You bought the guide, and then you literally said I scammed you. How? You're in the group. There's no scam. Bro, like, literally, this is the UCC. You can look it up. But you know, you're not competent enough to look it up. So I'm not gonna waste the 40 people's time in here. I'm gonna go ahead and block you again, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're obviously obsessed with me, which is on some, like, you know, it's some questionable energy, bro. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, you talking about $100, bro. I could see if I was trying to scam somebody out of $5,000, $10,000. Like, bro, I'm not scamming nothing. You can go look it up. This is why it's called Check the Record, for goofies like you. So have a great evening, have a great life, and find you somebody else to play with. Because I promise you one thing, brother. If I see an inkling of you, your name is Fortunes of Chosen. This is a recorded live. Bro, I will call 12 on you. And bro, you do not want to see me in court. And that is a promise. Have a great night. Blocked. Get out. Anyway, moving on, ladies and gentlemen. This man got 10 accounts coming in here. Man, love me, bro. Affidavit of conditional acceptance, ladies and gentlemen. This is your set of rules and instructions to the UCC. I mean, the OCC. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. This is your actual guide to the OCC. All right. This is where you're going to quote the proper UCC articles. You know what I'm saying? And as we just went and saw, we have our discharge, obligations, accord, and satisfaction. So this is a legal term for a settlement agreement. If there's a legitimate dispute over the amount owed, like, you and the creditor can mutually agree for lesser. You know what I'm saying? But see, the creditor has to be willing to speak with you, or like, you know what I'm saying? You have to be willing to catch them in something. So for example, like Chase Bank, I call Chase Bank because they do a thing called, and I'm going to show y'all, for the 45 people in here, y'all welcome in. I appreciate y'all coming in. Y'all, this is Check the Record, powered by Equal Footing Institute. We are here to learn the facts. So this is what banks do. What is, fractional reserve banking? Drop a 1 in the chat if you know what fractional reserve banking is, ladies and gentlemen. Drop a 1 in the chat. Let me see something. It's a system where banks keep only a small portion of the customer deposits in reserve and lend out the remaining balance. Ladies and gentlemen, they are keeping your little money on, okay? And then they're lending out the rest. And they must hold on to a specific minimum. As you see, excess reserves, they get sent out to the stock market. So they're creating a liability for you. And then they turn around and create an asset for themselves. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but when you really take the time to observe really like what's going on, that's like at some point that's fraud. Like, and matter of fact, I'm gonna ask AI, see if like at what point do banks dishonor the contract? Let me see here. The contracts when they don't give considerations. When they don't give considerations. A bank does not dishonor the contract that fail to provide consideration when you open a deposit account. The bank fails to give consideration because it's Federal Reserve banking or because it creates money out of thin air via bookkeeping is a legal misunderstanding. So let's properly need help. Come on, Williams, bro. You're not helping nobody with rent. You ain't got no money. Consideration in a deposit account. The exchange, when you deposit money, your consideration to the bank is transfer of ownership of that cash. The bank's consideration is a legally binding promise to return that money upon your demand, along with providing services like check clearing, debit cards, and electronic. The contract is governed by account agreement you sign. The bank fulfills its side of the contract by making your funds available according to those terms, not by holding your exact physical bills in the bank. Now, when does a bank breach contract? A bank breaches and dishonors when they fail to refuse to pay a valid check or debit when you have sufficient available funds. I mean, that makes sense. Freezing funds without cause. All right. Unilateral failure to disperse a loan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, they can say all of this, but when you really break down equity, and let's break down that definition too, because a lot of people don't get what equity is. What is equity? Define equity. Define equity. Equity represents the value of ownership in an asset or a business after subtracting all debts and liabilities associated with it. So when we get into court and we're talking about the value of ownership of something and you strip all debts and liabilities from it, home equity, no, I'm talking about an equity court. No. Court of equity. Peace, God, man. What's up, Vision? Welcome in. We're getting into some real definition. We're getting into a lot of great topics. And I'm just doing a lot of research and like opening people's mind about the things that, you should be looking up. Court of equity is a court that grants remedies based on fairness, justice, and common sense rather than strict, rigid statutory laws. Man, exactly. Money you paid earned that accrued in value. Like, bro, what you're not about to do is take my money and create an asset for yourself, make money off of it, and then I'm not supposed to get none of that chicken. First of all, I didn't tell you to spend my money. I didn't tell you to spend my money at all. I didn't tell you to fractionally reserve it. I didn't tell you to do none of that. Like I put my money here and I said, give it to me when I need it. And let me use your debit cards. I didn't say nothing about like, oh, you could take the out of the 10,000, leave me a little bando and you go do that. No. So now that I brought it up, that is a real dispute that I'm not going to play with y'all, because also, side note, they, unauthorized use my credit. So when you discharge a 1099, all right, let's get into it. Since we're talking about discharging right now, using the 1099s, first of all, there are instructions on them. Either you are the lender or you're the borrower, but you need to start being creative, ladies and gentlemen, with how you fill it out. So, for example, tell me what to buy next. Hit that contract when you sign over. Oh, tell me what it hit that contracted when you sign and open a bank. Rewrite your question for me. We're the creditor, they are the debtor. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? They are, we're the lenders, they're the borrowers. They're the ones that are always like, coming for us. So like when you operate through your trust, you're a secured party creditor at that point, when you're operating through your business also. So you got to realize like, at that point when you're filling out your documents, matter of fact, I'll show y'all a picture. I'll show you my personal transcript right now. Hold on. Let me send it to myself. I think y'all will really get a kick out of that. Because then I'll show you the difference between a debitor and a creditor. Debitor, creditor. If you're a debitor, put debitor in the chat. If you're a debitor, put debitor in the chat. I want to see who's a debitor. Anybody? Is anybody a debitor tonight? Are you a debitor? Now, if you're a creditor, drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a fire emoji. Fuck that. Drop a fire emoji in the chat. I'm just saying, drop that 1 in that fire emoji. Let me see something. Creditor 1. Yeah, drop all that. Drop all that good shit in the chat. Let me see something. Let me see something. All right. Y'all want to see something cool? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Nope. That's the video. There it is. Now I'm finna, I got y'all. I'm finna airdrop it right to the MacBookie. Boom. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna bring it on up. Bring it on up to the east side. And we're gonna analyze what my transcript looks like. All right, let's talk about it. Not this camera. I'm sorry, Lord. Lord, no. I want to turn you off, and then I want to do this. I want to do this, and I want to do that. I want to do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, where is it? Where did it go? There it is. This is my personal. When you open a bank account, they require you to sign a contract. We sign a contract. Hey, this is why we got to understand and start reading contract law. We cannot just be signing stuff without it. And you always sign without recourse and reserving all of your rights. Ladies and gentlemen, anything that you sign from now on, reserve your rights. All right. As y'all can see here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to move this a little bit up. Boom. This is my personal transcript, ladies and gentlemen. And if you have an EIN like I do, because I have 5, so I'm about to add 2 more. That is what you call a CP 575, ladies and gentlemen. And as y'all can see, it is worth $10 billion. You reserve your rights with UCC. Y'all be quiet. I'm not gonna do that, bro. Y'all are not gonna be asking me how to reserve your motherfucking rights. Y'all done lost y'all damn mind. Look in the chat, bro. Shut that shit down. That is the same shit you see everywhere. 1-308. We're not doing that. Don't act dumb. Nope. Everybody in here knows that. Everybody knows that. No. You feel me? Like, bro, do not ask how to reserve your rights. No, I will not ask. Now, certain questions, they say no questions are dumb questions. That one is borderline. That is wild. Like, come on now. Like, if you have any type of inkling of law, then you already know what's going on. So, you really didn't know? Okay, I'm not making fun of you. It's UCC 1-308. UCC 1-308. That is how you reserve all your rights. And no, I'm not about to pull it up for you. Please go look it up and check the record. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why we're here. We're here to check the record, all right? So let's talk about this transcript. As y'all can see, I'm going to zoom in. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Make your heart go boom, boom. As you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first one of 3 that I have. Now, it is worth $10 billion, and it is officially on my transcript. And as you can see, the issue discount is worth $10 billion, ladies and gentlemen. This is not for fake. This is my trust. As you can see here, my trust, I transferred it to myself. So after that, do they owe me money after they use my funds for profit? I'm going to say that they owe you proper considerations, yes, because you're creating an asset for yourself and a liability for me. So you're infringing on me, and you've broke fiduciary and beneficiary relationship because you're not moving in equity. You're not moving in fairness and common sense. You're moving in welcome in Drew. Thank you for the follow. Cortelia. Thank you, everybody, for the follow. If you're not following me, please follow me here and on YouTube at Equal Footing Institute. We are going to be dropping, for all my YouTubians. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely a YouTuber, but y'all follow us there. But like Fave said in the chat, Melanie, like she said in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, that is moving in bad faith. You cannot come into a deal of equity moving in bad faith and think like, oh, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Everything's just supposed to be good, like gravy, you know? So as you can see here, I have 3, 1 at the top, 1 at the middle, and then, let me pull it back down. And then, 1 at the bottom, as you can see here. So you got 1 here worth 10 billion. And that one is from my business, my 2 businesses, and then my trust. So that's what all 3 of these are. My 1099 OIDs, ladies and gentlemen. So when you're talking about these 1099 forms, you know, I did some A's. I need to go check my transcript again, but I did a couple A's and then 2 B's, and I did the recoupment process. But you need to make sure that you have a proper working establishment, you know, with the IRS before you attempt to do these things. You know what I'm saying? The IRS is not a bad person, but they're actually your friend. You do your proper accounting inside of the IRS, ladies and gentlemen. You do your accounting. When you do your accounting, I promise you, like, you'll be straight. Like, you'll be straight. You're very knowledgeable. Thank you. Like, I appreciate it. I literally just be absorbing knowledge. That's it. I get the game. I'll be looking up stuff. Like, if something applies to my life, like, I'm going to look it up. You know, I'm in the space, so there's a lot of creators, you know what I'm saying, that really break this stuff down. But you got to be careful about who you're picking and choosing to really listen to. You know, I believe in, like, showing fact over feelings. I'm not going to do all this arguing and stuff with people. You know what I mean? Like, we can go on the internet and, like, really just look it up. You know, like people act like you can look up something that I can't. So that you know what I'm saying, that's where I'm at with it, I guess. Let me do full screen. There we go. So yeah, I guess that's where I'm at with it, ladies and gentlemen. So let me zoom out just a little bit. If I could, where's the option tab? Where's the option tab? Do. All right. Forget it. Students to the universe. Exactly. So the last thing that we left off is we were talking about a court of equity and making sure that we had fairness within common sense rather than strict and rigid guidelines. And I'm going to land all this plane back to the original prompt, 508C1A. So please don't forget, you know what I'm saying? That's where we, you know, initially took off, because now we're talking about discharging bills. And, like, this is just the part that, like, you know, ladies and gentlemen, like, this is the part where I talk about mindset. Like, what are you going to do when these folks, like, you know, try to play with you? You know, what are you going to do? Because, you know, I can't always be there. You know, other creators can't always be there. So, like, this is the part where you got to take, like, real responsibility, you know what I'm saying, for your actions, and, like, really start doing this research. Now, I would be happy to help everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my group is only $40. You know what I'm saying? You get in there. It's $40 for now. I'm telling y'all straight up on this live, bro, it is getting ready to go to $40 a month. Simply not for the people that are in there, you know what I'm saying, but for the people that will be coming that are brand new, simply because we got a better app now. We got a better chat features, better courses. Yeah, I'm really upgrading behind the scenes. So if you don't have the Mighty app, MIGHCY, y'all go ahead and download that, because I'm going to be sending out the link in my group very soon. And if you want this negotiable instrument guide, I'm going to pull up the other guides, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to finish up this guide, and then I'm going to be pulling up the other guides to show you all of the guides that Equal Footing has to offer. We're creating some more right now. So everything is just under creation mode. So for the 45 people in here, if y'all could drop a like, send some gifts, man, send 10 punching gloves right now. I want to see 10 people that are ready to fight back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to see people that are ready to fight back. So ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and kill it right here on this guide so we can go ahead and like move on to the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to run through, and y'all pay attention. I'm just going to run through briefly again how to do this, because it's simple. Step number 1, ladies and gentlemen, you figure out what a negotiable instrument is if you don't know. Step number 2, you're going to make a certified true copy. And once you make that copy, you're going to put in your business files. Thank you, Critelia. I love you. You're amazing. Download that app. Yeah, go ahead. Get in the group now while it's $40. So for all my new people, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get in the group. So I'm doing a bundle right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing a bundle. I'm going to show y'all at the end of this, but I'm doing a bundle for $100. You can get one of the guides, get access to the group, and a recorded masterclass to this particular guide. You know what I'm saying? For $100. I'm not making things expensive. I'm not trying to break your, no, bro. You know what I'm saying? Show me that y'all are serious. The app is Mighty, MIGHTY, Mighty. I will be sending out a link very soon. You're just going to join. Just send me a message, Shug, and we'll take care of it, all right? If you want to join the group, I accept Cash App, Apple Pay, or Zelle. And, you know what I'm saying, we can do whatever you want to do, the guide, whatever. We'll get it taken care of, all right? So step number 1, identify that it's a negotiable instrument. Step number 2, you're going to make a certified true copy. Step number 3, you're going to specially endorse the front, pay to the order of the comptroller of the currency, for your business name, by the authorized agent, which will be you. Your first capitalized and then lower caps. Then we're going to turn around and do the endorsement language on the back to accept it for value, return for discharge. We don't want any termination of the account services. None of that's authorized. You sign it, get the whole document notarized. Then we're going to come to the next most important part with properly sending off an affidavit. We all know that affidavits are about equity. So if they don't respond to an affidavit, everything stands true of the record. It can even stand as legal tender of payment when you send it to them. Okay? So with that being said, once you figure out what you want and the how you want your credits delivered and what you want, the terms that you want, now we're going to come on down here. All right, this is the Stamp Duty Act, ladies and gentlemen. So you're going to find this in the guide. The Stamp Duty Act is going to tell you exactly how much they used to be and, all the esoteric nature behind it. Thank you for sending another box of gloves, Sweet Pig. But then pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, I recommend you just put one forever stamp or a dollar stamp or whatever, any denomination stamp, and you cancel it. Ellis, how do you cancel a stamp? Easy. You can do the front or you can do the back of the document. I recommend the front. Can I zoom out? Oh. There you go. I can't really I can't really like zoom out like super far. Because I'm on the internet. There you go. So yeah, when you cancel a stamp, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna write your initials, the date, and AFV, accepted for value, and write a line through it. Ladies and gentlemen, I created this, but AI created this. So for AI to sit up here and say that they're not gonna update it, will let you know that, ladies and gentlemen, they are on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to censor the truth. So This is why you got to stand on business and stand on 10, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So once you affix your stamp on the front, I recommend the front, pay to the order of the comptroller, office of the comptroller. Okay. Once you pay it, thank you, Star Man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Once you pay it, ladies and gentlemen, I said pay it. Excuse me. Pay to the order of the office of the comptroller of the currency. Once you specially endorse it, turn it over, restrictive endorsement, turn it back over. You feel me? Chat has made me a lot of shit. Listen, my chat don't give a damn. That thing will do anything I tell it to do. It's like, yes, big dog. Man, we got 51 people in here. I thank you, everybody, for coming in. This is Check the Record, the hottest media show on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. We're going over my negotiable instrument guide here at Equal Footing Institute, ladies and gentlemen. How to properly discharge your bills. These are the actual facts. I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to go check the record. Okay? Don't take my word. Go look it up yourself. Okay? I'm just bringing the information readily to you. TLDR. Too long, didn't read. Thank you, Drew, for the guest, man. Y'all keep sending them boxing gloves. I want to see who got some hands. Who gonna fight it out? Because these corporations don't give a damn about you. They are going to keep robbing you. They are going to keep doing what they want to do, ladies and gentlemen. They are. But until you learn to check the record, until you learn to create the record, control the record, own the record, you're not going to be operating correctly. You're not going to be operating correctly. You're going to be trying to send out bills as a debtor, and the Fed's going to come pick you up, boy. The Fed's going to come pick you up. You're going to be looking crazy like, oh, wait, what happened? Yeah, you shouldn't have did that. This is why you got to read. Man, thank you for the boxing gloves, Devon. Thank you for the boxing gloves. Man, who gonna fight? Who got some hands? You know what I'm saying? Who got the hands? So after we affix the stamp, ladies and gentlemen, the front of the instrument, postage stamp affixed, cancel with initials. Ladies and gentlemen, read the damn guide. But I had two people lie to me talking about they read the guide, and then they texted me literally how to do it step by step. I said, have you lost your fucking mind? Hello? They literally asking me questions like, how do you cancel a stamp? It's right here. Okay. So lastly, you know what I'm saying? Bro, your service. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, let me move my hair out the way. Ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. Let me get far enough away so you can hear my voice like Barry White up close. When you're sending a negotiable instrument, you are to only send registered mail. Registered mail. It's not going to work with certified mail. It's not going to work with the regular mail. I'm not even going to scream at y'all. It's not going to work. Okay? You have to stop being cheap. Stop trying to have shortcuts. You have to send it registered mail to the comptroller, ladies and gentlemen. You have to. Because guess what? When you send it without recourse, it's no longer your issue anymore. Princess, welcome in. Kindle, welcome in. It's no longer your obligation, ladies and gentlemen. So when y'all are sitting up here, Ellis, is it certified or is it, what does it say right here? What does it say? This is a fallback plan if it's unavailable. But guess what? Registered mail will never not be available. Tanya, welcome in. It will never not be available. I don't know what the hell wrong with y'all. Pay this money. It's bare minimum $20. So let me get y'all pockets and y'all mind right. You know what I'm saying? It's bare minimum right now, $20 for registered mail. Then you need to put insurance behind it. Then you need to turn around, you know what I'm saying, and send it off. It puts it on a federal enclave. So wait a minute. Under Federal Rule of Evidence 902, getting it notarized puts it on the federal enclave. Register mailing it puts it on the federal enclave. You know what I'm saying? And then you cancel the stamps and you send it to the Treasury, which is the actual federal enclave, which is the office of the comptroller of the currency. Okay. Maybe I'm just tripping, And optional, you can do a UCC1 filing statement, ladies and gentlemen. You have a securitized original instrument, a notarized record. You can securitize all of your registered mail receipts. You can securitize all your whole documents and everything, all your copies. Send one unopened to yourself also, or just a copy should suffice. What do you mean send one to yourself? I said copy everything before you do all that. Look at that. Step number 1, photocopy the original instrument, and then you put on it certified true copy, signed, dated, get it notarized, and put it in your business folder, your business files, because you need to make sure that you're operating and you have you keep track of all your files. Welcome in, Erica. We keep track. You have to be organized, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all are walking around not being organized, like I don't get it. Like, bro, it's not gonna work. Like, bro, it's not gonna work, bro. Like, bro, y'all be walking around here trying to do shortcuts and shit, and it's like I don't get it. Like, like we can read, like I can see if I was like, for all the people that want to like call it fake or whatever, I can see if I was bullshitting and like how to fuck, I wasn't showing you the proof on the internet like right now. You know what I'm saying? I can see if I didn't like organize my thoughts and put them in a guide form for everybody so we can have like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, now let's go ahead and make it juice y'all up one time, because if y'all think, because I'll be showing only this guide because everybody wants their bills, discharged. Don't nobody want to pay no bills. That's all everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ellis, I don't want to pay the bills anymore. But they be skipping over every other guy. They're like, fuck that. We don't want that. Not right now. We want, like you see this guy. This is basic. Wait, why is it not coming down? Come on down. There you go. There we go. So yeah, basic principles of law, sovereignty, and trust, ladies and gentlemen. This is another one. I made basics for y'all so you could see. So for all my people, what is a law? The language of court, constitutional architecture, Article 3, Section 1, Article 6, Section 2. Oh, you at the lake? Or you got your feet out? Ooh, look, I'm a sucker for some pretty feet. Listen, y'all, don't get me started. Anyway, you said the oath of office, judicial neutrality and recusal, conflicts of interest in federal lawsuits, type of trust, beginner's guide to building your trust. Beginner's guide to building your trust. Number 9. Y'all want guides for everything. Here they are right here. Here they are right here. Look how long this guide is. Y'all want definitions? They right here. Get the goddamn guide, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing a bundle. You can get all 5 guides for $250 right now. For $250, you can get them, like all 5 of them. Hold on, I'm gonna show you all 5. Let me go to Section 9 though, because that one was like really the juice of getting your trust started. The types of trust: revocable, irrevocable, private, foreign grantor, dynasty style. Everything that y'all want to know. But I be trying to show y'all, but y'all don't want to be listening. There's 52 people in here. You can get the guides. If you want this one instead of the negotiable instrument guide, and you're like, yo, I need to learn the basics of like trust building and all that, here you go. Here you go. Land trust, business trust, Massachusetts trust. Man, the 4 mandatory elements of any valid trust. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Drop some likes in the chat. We're at 30,000 likes, man. 49 people in here. Everybody, if you're not following me, man, please follow me. Welcome to Check the Record, aka Equal Footing Institute. Check the Record is powered by Equal Footing Institute, which is under the umbrella of the Nation of Divine Creation, ladies and gentlemen. The Nation of Divine Creation is a real sovereign nation that I have created, ladies and gentlemen. It is real. It is for sovereigns. It is for American indigenous sovereigns and American sovereigns. We are here to learn the way to live without these corporations, without these niggas. We ain't worried about none of it. We ain't worried about none of them. Because we're going to find out the truth. Does it show how to do a land patent? What do you need a land patent for? You mean how to find one? Because if you don't have land, you don't need to be talking about that. How do I have you laughing, Cortelia? Tell me how I have you laughing. You can come up on the panel if you want. You know what I'm saying? You can come up on the panel. I don't be tripping. Like I just be telling the truth. Because, like, look at this. Beginner's Guide to Building Your Trust. A trust is not a hiding place. It's not a trick. See, they closed the patent website. I'm going to have to verify that. So we got to check the record. Hold on. See, man, hold on. I got to check the record on that. We got to check the record on that. Pause. Good to go. Work on my case. Oh, gotta go work on my case. All right, Mel. Go work on your case, mama. Go check the record, y'all. If you're going to go work on your case, go check the record, ladies and gentlemen. And for everybody that's in here, let's go ahead and hit the live goal again. Let's go ahead and keep hitting that motherfucker. We got the puncher bag up. We got the gloves on. We got the golden gloves. It's time to hit that thing. Did they close the land patent office? Oh wow, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the original Grant Land Office was closed in 1946. Oh, okay. Now they're doing the Bureau of Land Management. I get it. They're not taking any more applications. Oh, we ain't got to take no more. I don't give a damn. Guess what? Affidavit of heirship. Yeah, I found my family's land. Now, we're not doing none of that. You finna give me all of that back. Machiavelli, welcome in. Machiavelli Mystic. I love that name. But ladies and gentlemen, y'all can get this guide, like I said. You can get this down. These are all the documents and everything that you're going to be needing within your trust transfer, obtain an EIN, open a trust bank account. Like, ladies and gentlemen, this is everything. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you the sauce. Becoming a secured party creditor through your trust. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the steps. Everything that we do here at Check the Record, which is powered by Equal Fund Institute, is 100% legal. Okay? 100% legal. I appreciate it, Machiavelli. I really do, bro. You know what I'm saying? We are giving out the jewels. Like, I'm going over the guides that we have to offer right now. Like, I'm pulling them all up. Let me go ahead and quit playing and pull them all up. So y'all can, get the full scope of what I'm doing. Pull it up with Safari so y'all get to see everything. Y'all get to see everything, man. I got one more guide. I don't think it's in here. Is it? That's kind of crazy. Securing. It's really not in here, ladies and gentlemen. I have to send it. Yes, it is. I'm like, bro, I know that thing is in here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, see, this is the great thing about having a computer. Now I can show y'all every single guide that we have, as you can see now. All right. My bad. So we have 5 different guides, ladies and gentlemen. We got the securing your home through your trust. So this is for all the people that are going through foreclosures right now. Y'all need to definitely start looking into this guide. The closing table, paying off the mortgage, everything that you're going to need is within this guide. It's going to break down the foundations. Like, this was actually, I took the couple guides off of official like mortgage websites, and like I just put it all together. I started going through it and like really like putting everything in tables, and I just kept telling chat, like, not chat, but I kept telling AI, this is what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does this benefit? How does this benefit, you know what I'm saying, my students and my classmates and, people that I teach with? Like, how are they going to properly be able to do this. You know what I'm saying? Here goes all the fundamental case law, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I say, look at this, look at this, look. We can look up creditors. Look up creditors. Look it up, look it up, look it up, look it up. You know what I'm saying? We can look at a person or company to whom money is owed. You know what I'm saying? They owe us money. We're a company. Are you not? You're a sole proprietorship walking around, right? You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, you have an actual company like Equal Footing Institute, you know, of Law and Strategy. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why it's important, you know what I'm saying, we start going through. Come get these guides. Like, I didn't make these for my freaking house. I don't have a house. Like, honestly, I'm getting ready to buy one. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready to buy one, but right through my business. Same thing with the car. I'm walking in. Give me that contract. Discharged. Discharged. I'm discharging the whole obligation. Because it doesn't make sense. I'm starting to see, like, it don't make sense to send your bill back to the, you know, to the person. Because, yeah, you could do the, you could, and I ain't gonna say, let me tell the truth. I'm having split feelings because I know that you were supposed to send it to the OCC, but sometimes it seems like it would make sense to send it back as a tender of payment. But if you send it to the OCC as a tender of payment, they could, I mean, they're the regulator of banks. So, you know, they know the UCC. Excuse me. So that would make sense. No, it makes sense to send it to the comptroller. But as y'all see, here goes all the equitable doctrine, spendthrift clauses, resulting in your trust, like how to really protect yourself, how to get this information, what you need to be doing. So when you signed at the table, your negotiable instrument was in full effect at that point. Your original lender sold your note. Within days, it went into the MER, then it went into the aggregator, and then it went into a REMIC trust, and then it backed. You're in a death pledge, ladies and gentlemen. When you're in a house and you're buying a house, you're in a death pledge. If you don't buy it the correct way, if you don't discharge the obligation, you are in a death pledge. Can we use a stamp during signing? A stamp like what? You mean like a rubber stamp? No. You cannot use one of these. Hell to the no. You have to sign your own name. Nope. That does not work that way. What do you look like going in there and you just stamp your name? Bro, literally, like somebody could do that. Like, all right. If you went in and signed with a rubber stamp for your bank account, I could go in, say I'm your authorized agent, you know what I'm saying, have some false documents, stamp your name, and take all your money. There you go. Moving on. Yeah. Think about it. Think about it. All right. So yeah, y'all come get this. Secure your home through your trust, ladies and gentlemen. We also have the lawful path to ministry establishment. So like this is what I was talking about, establishing your private ministry, your 508c1a, ladies and gentlemen. It gives you the form 990, your church real legal status, what it does and does not do. The roadmap, ladies and gentlemen, defining. Oop, I had it in there. I'll keep it like that. Defining your ecclesiastical purpose, the foundation. You choose your form, your own entity. You see how it says unincorporated religious association? The simplest, same exact way. You don't have to go through the freaking state. Like you need to send it to them, but like you don't have to go through using their documents. You see what I'm saying? Non-profit religious corporations. You know what I'm saying? Which entity do you want to be? Adopt your governing documents, your bylaws. Get your EIN, bookkeeping. Open a real ministry bank account and know your ongoing federal obligations. There you go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Right there, established. Send it to the IRS. You send it to the Secretary of State. File it to the county. File it where you need to file it. Bada boom, bada bing. Bada boom, bada bing. Because y'all are my church right now, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all are my choir. I am here on a microphone preaching the good word to you, ladies and gentlemen. We are preaching the word right now. Man, put an amen in the chat if y'all really trying to get this money. Amen. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell you. You dig what I'm saying? All right. All right, Father. You know what I'm saying? We got establishing your institutional access to the Federal Reserve. To the Federal Reserve, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the longest guides that we do have. As you can see, I'm not finna do this to y'all, because until you establish your administration, until you start figuring out what you need this for, ladies and gentlemen, this goes into a whole different realm. Man, we go into realistic probabilities. You know what I'm saying? Sample correspondence. Like, look at the section 10. Let's go down to section 10. Down to section 11. Section 10. This is what you would be sending to garner control of a master bank account. You know what I'm saying? Willing to and then when you're doing your charter date, your OCC date, like literally, I'm giving you examples on what you need to say, how you need to say it, how you need to do it, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to take you to a different level. This is when you are creating your own nation, like I am. This is for when you're creating banks. This is for when you're creating like national trust, ladies and gentlemen. So this is like vital important. So if you're interested in something like this, man, please come get the establishing yourself through the Federal Reserve. And then again, we have our basics of sovereignty. So I recommend everybody get the negotiable instrument guide. This one and this one, ladies and gentlemen. I recommend, let me go ahead and move this. Move that down. I recommend you get the negotiable instrument and the basics. But like I said, you can get all 5, ladies and gentlemen, right now for $250. But also you can do one guide, access to the group, and a recorded masterclass, except for these are the only 2. Oh, I'm missing one more guide, ladies and gentlemen, the EPS guide. I don't have pulled up. I know I said that thing, didn't I? Maybe I didn't, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. While my brain is nice and fresh on the information, because I want y'all to see it. Yeah, I want you to see it. See it. Because check the record is about seeing, researching, then believing. Well, I guess I got to go to the other phone, ladies and gentlemen. Wait. I got to go to, and that phone is dead. Look at that. They trying to stop us. When you're getting your house, you want to watch Procrease. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that before. But we're going to go ahead and get ready to land this plane, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to show y'all a few more pictures and a few more things, and then we're going to go ahead and ride on up out of here. All right. So downloads. All right. All right. Woogie Boogie. That was a crazy name. I love it. Welcome in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last thing I'm gonna be showing y'all before we glimmer and glide up out of this thing. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are all the guides, and I'm actually getting ready. Now my phone turned back on. I'm getting ready to send over the EPS guide so you can see that one too. If my phone would just load up just a little bit quicker here, y'all can see that guide, and then y'all can choose which guides that you want, which guides that you feel will be beneficial. Here we go. Here it is. There we go. Airdrop to the computer. There it goes. See? ladies and gentlemen, if you just stay just a little bit patient, you'll get what you want, you know? You'll get what you want. So let me show y'all. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The EPS guide, Enterprise Payment System. How to properly utilize it. You know what I'm saying? What the EPS actually is, how it goes into Article 12, frameworks, you know what I'm saying? The breakdown. Wells Fargo is this acting partner because it's the, what's the word I'm looking for? It's the oldest bank, like bank in America and all that good stuff. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this one is, if you're in the group, it's 75. But if you're not in the group, it is 100 for the first guide, ladies and gentlemen. But when you get in the group, everything gets cheaper. Like I was saying here, for all my peoples, let me exit up out of that thing. There we go. Zoom in. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, these are all the guys. Like I said, man, you can get them for $300. I thought it was $250. My apologies. It is $300 for all 5 guides and recorded master classes. I will be recording master classes for each and every one. I think it's vitally important that you take advantage. I'm actually missing a guide on there. As y'all saw, I'm missing the where is it? Man, come on back up here. It's this one. Nope. This one. I gave this one away for free in the group. So I think y'all should come join the group. You know what I'm saying? I gave this one away for free. But this is nope, not that one. This is the main one that everybody, seems to find popular, by paying bills. So ladies and gentlemen, we have guides. Whenever y'all are ready, this one's free in the group. But whenever y'all are ready, if you're in the group, we're going to be moving to Mighty soon. If you're not in the group, then I would recommend you join before we get to a point where we're doing $40 a month, ladies and gentlemen. I would highly recommend it. Highly. And let me tell you why. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Let me get right for a second, y'all. Let me get right. That is not what I'm trying to do. That is 100% not what I'm trying to do. We're getting rid of everything and make me bigger. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am back. Let me scoop myself over. There we go. I am back, ladies and gentlemen, to the full screen, and I wanted to do one last thing. Background. I need to get back to headquarters, ladies and gentlemen. This is headquarters. Welcome to Check the Record. So we're gonna get ready to go ahead and end the live here, ladies and gentlemen. It is approaching 11:45 midnight, but I am gonna open the panel and open the floor before we go. And I want to get everybody to answer some questions, ask some questions. If you have questions, please feel free to come up. And if not, what I'm saying, we'll go ahead and end it with some smooth music. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go ahead and vibe out for the evening until we slide on out. Is that all right? Drop a 1 in the chat if that's all right. Drop a 1 if you felt like you learned something. Drop a 1 if you're going to follow. Drop a 1 if you're going to send the gifts. Drop a 1 if you're going to establish your ministry. Drop a 1 if you are just in your bag right now, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm actually proud of all of you. I'm proud of y'all for being here. Thank you for being here, for the support. Y'all are absolutely amazing. I couldn't do this without you. And we're just going to continue growing, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to continue growing. And let me go ahead and pull it back up so I can see y'all. I want y'all to know, man, this is Equal Footing Institute. And this is the Nation of Divine Creation. And we are out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. And y'all have a great rest of your night. We're going to let the music ride out. And we're going to vibe, all right? Peace.